Hello, hello, hello. It's been my first live in a long time. I'm just going to give it a minute to see if anyone's around. You've probably forgotten I exist. Been gone for so long. Come on, somebody has to be around. Hello. Good morning, everybody. So today is the first day I've been home in about a month. So I've been traveling all over California at least, and I'll tell you what, it kicked my ass a little bit. I have to be honest. I felt a little bit out of the loop because so many things were going on, kind of in my absence, and so I'm going to unpack it all just a little bit. You know, I wasn't just traveling for the last month. With the Rise events, the month before that, we traveled a lot as well. I was traveling a lot. We ran some half-day events, and then we ran a 2-day event. And so I feel like kind of the last 2 months I've been living out of a suitcase. And, you know, that was really a dream of mine for a long time, to be able to just be traveling and, you know, working from anywhere and all that sort of stuff. And while I do love to do that, a month at a time is just too long. You know, I'm a creature of habit. And so what I want to talk to you about today is just what happens in the absence of routine. So if you've been in my world for a little while, you know that I have my morning routine that I stick to pretty much every day. And it's really just, I wake up in the morning, I get Dave off to work, I make him a coffee and away he goes. And then from there, I take my coffee, I usually jump back into bed with my laptop and I spend some time journaling. And then I'll get up, I'll have my shower or whatever, and then sometimes I'll do some more journaling. So when I'm journaling with my coffee, I use a journaling app. And so I'm in there, you know, just unpacking everything, and then I'll probably do some more written journaling. And then, you know, the journaling for me is really just about alignment and clarity, just making sure I'm feeling aligned to the stuff that I'm doing in my work and also outside of it. And I'm feeling grounded in who I am, really important stuff. And then it's hitting the gym. You know, every morning I used to write a blog, every day I would do a Facebook live stream, all of those sorts of things. And you don't realize the importance. I do every time I go away. I realize the importance of my routine because I'm not in it. And so for the first 2 weeks of my trip, we were traveling a lot. Katrina and I were over there running our events. We ran one in San Diego, one in Orange County. We ran a 1 day in Beverly Hills as well. And there was a lot of traveling in between. So that was 2 weeks of just moving around quite a bit. It was amazing, but it was all new. You know, a few things went really badly wrong. Pretty much it was one of those things where anything that could go wrong did go wrong for a little bit. And then Dave came, and then we had a 2-week road trip around California, and we went into Vegas as well. And there weren't too many times where we stayed more than 2 nights. And a lot of the time we stayed 1 night in somewhere. So I was in and out of the car all the time, living out of my suitcase, didn't have access to my kitchen, didn't have access to really good clean foods. And I didn't have the time to just wake up in the morning, grab my journal and do what I needed to do, because Dave was with me all the time and I didn't feel like I could, you know, just go and spend that time. You know, it was a big trip for him. It was his first trip to the States and I didn't want to spend that time being online and blogging and all that sort of stuff. I wanted to spend that time with him, and I'm glad that I did that. But not having that routine really made me realize how much clearer I am, how much more settled I am when I have that routine, and just how important it is to me. And so this morning, as much as I love him, I couldn't wait to get him out of the door and off to work so I could have the house to myself. And, you know, I got back into bed with my laptop and I think I journaled for about an hour. I was up super early because I was asleep by 8 o'clock last night and I was awake by about 3:45 or something like that. But just being able to be back in my routine. I've already shot videos today. I've created some content and uploaded it in our Rise group. I'm about to do a Facebook Live in there shortly. I did a Facebook Live in my Mastermind group, and I feel like I'm back in the zone again. Checked all of my emails, taken care of some stuff that's been, you know, I haven't been able to do while I've been here. And this is really a lesson in making sure that you do have a routine that grounds you and that you do have everything that you need around you to do the work that you need to do and do it efficiently. So this phrase kept coming to me over the course of the last couple of weeks while I was away about when I got back home. And, you know, like anybody else, I set boundaries around my time and all that sort of stuff, but those can wobble a little bit sometimes, especially my social media use. you know, I like to be involved in my community. I like to be doing all of that sort of stuff. And so I was in there way too much, you know, and so it was me having to take a step back again, like what are the boundaries, set them clearly. And then, so this phrase was ease, elegance, and efficiency. So that is my mantra right now. My days are grounded in ease, elegance, and effectiveness. So I don't need to be working the hours that I was working before because it was busy work. This is what I coach people not to do, busy work just for the sake of it. You know, I still struggle when I don't have a lot of work to do, you know, what to do with that time, because, you know, there's only so many hours in the day that you can go to the gym. There's only so many hours a day you can journal. There's only so many hours, you know what I mean? So it was me jumping back into that, which is what I'd been crafting my life around, so that I didn't have that life of busyness just for the sake of having busyness. So being away from social media for the most part, being away from my routine and all that sort of stuff. It's been great to step out of it and to step back into it and feel really good about it. You know, I feel, you know, I should have jet lag. I don't. I feel on top of the world. I've got so much energy. I feel so focused. I feel so centered. I feel so grounded. I feel so knowing about where I'm taking things. Hey, Julie. And I just can't wait to get back into it. So I got home yesterday about midday. By 12:30, I was down at the supermarket doing all of the grocery shops so I could come back and do food prep. So I did all of that last night. Yeah, and I'm back into my normal routine and it feels so good. So if you don't have a routine that supports you and you don't have all of the things that you need to support you to do the work that you need to do and live the life that you want to live, then it's time to start creating those routines. You know, I was very conscious that I was making a decision not to take the time out to do the journaling that I would normally do, writing my blogs and all that sort of stuff. I had a small window there where I could do that when I was in LA, and I loved it. When it was in between when Katrina went away and Dave got there, I had a couple of days and it was like, yes, and I could just get into my routine, but then it was over before it started really. But it was nice to have that little taste, and it was just a nice little reminder about how important it is to really have those routines that support you. So if you don't have those yourself, start inventing them, you know. So for me, it is that get Dave off to work and it's grab a coffee and then download. And that is in the form of journaling for me. And then, you know, once I'm ready, it's more journaling. It's more, so the initial journaling is really a download about all the stuff that's going through my mind from the moment I wake up. It's getting that all out. It's not all bad stuff, you know, mostly good stuff, but it's a lot of noise. So I just get rid of all of that. And then when I'm in the shower, I'm thinking about, you know, what do I want life to be about? What do I want my day to be about? If my motto right now is ease, elegance, and efficiency, what does that look like today? What are the things that I need to do differently to when I'm working, you know, in busy space and all that sort of stuff? And so, yeah. That's the stuff that supports me. Eating healthy foods and having a fridge full of prepped food really works for me. Knowing that I'm going to get to the gym this afternoon works for me, you know, and it's all of these things that make me who I am and make me grounded in who I am and give me a sense of, you know, who I am, what I stand for, and what's important to me. And it's making sure that I honor all of those things. So if you're not doing that in your life, it's time to have a look at what are some simple practices that you can start to bring into your morning, especially the morning. The morning routine is really important, I think. What are some things that you can be bringing into your morning so that it feels like that you can enter the day? And if you need to borrow my mantra, that's fine. It is ease, elegance, and efficiency. So the ease is about, you know, I only do the work that I love to do. I only do the work that I feel that I'm really good at. I only like to do the work that I know I have an impact in. So that's kind of that part. And the ease is also around, you know, how I want to move through the day. I don't want deadlines. I don't want to be pressured to rush, all that stuff. The elegance is just making sure that I invest in some time enjoying things that are beautiful. So, you know, it's spending a little bit of time on my appearance. It's making sure that the house looks great. We live in a small little house now. I don't need a house cleaner, and I enjoy the practice of just making my home look nice, and flowers and candles and all that sort of stuff. So it's the elegance is about making sure that beauty is a part of my day, because that is really important to me. Beauty is a big factor for me. I like beautiful things around me, not necessarily expensive things, but beautiful things, things that are meaningful to me. And the efficiency is working, getting in there, doing what I need to do, and then getting out and not lingering, because I can always find something to do. And life, you know, I am adamant that my life will not be one-dimensional. It's not going to be all about work. It's about many different things, but sometimes it's a disciplined practice to make sure that we bring those other things in. And sometimes we need to crowd out the work with the things that we bring in. And so I've come back from this trip away feeling so clear, so calm, so relaxed, so at peace with things. And my routine is just going to deepen that. It's just going to strengthen that. Oh, and I got engaged as well while I was over there. That's a whole other thing, and I am going to write about that. But essentially I proposed to Dave when I was over there. That was something that I'd been planning for a while. And he said yes, thankfully, which I kind of knew he would, really. But that was pretty cool. It was pretty special. That last 2 weeks, my trip with Dave, it was, you know, we made memories there that we're going to have for a very long time, and this was one of them. And yeah, so that's another thing that I can tick off the list. You know, relationships have been a struggle for me my whole life, and to find somebody who that I feel is the perfect fit. I've never proposed to anybody before. I've been married before, but I was determined to do this very differently this time. Feels really different. It feels amazing. We're in no rush to get married, but it was just a really nice next step for me, and he didn't see it coming at all. But he was really happy, which is really cool. Anyway, that's it for today, because I've got to do another live shortly, and that was a bit of a ramble. I'm out of practice. I haven't done lives for such a long time. But just wanted to, you know, throw myself into the space again and connect with you and just share with you what was on my mind, which is really just the importance of routine and making sure that we have those routines that support us in the stuff that we want to achieve in our lives. So for me, the things that are really important are, you know, my clients and taking care of business and building my business and growing my brand, both this brand and also my, you know, the Rise brand that I have with my you know, my new business partner, and also being fit and healthy, you know, and enjoying life outside of work as well as in it. And thanks, Julie. And you would need it with all those kids you have. You seriously. I guess for Julie has, I think, 5 kids, and 4 or 5 kids, and a husband that works away a lot. So I imagine that routine is really important, but I imagine that it doesn't always take the shape that you'd like it to take. But you know, I remember when I only have 2 kids, but I remember when I was a single mum and I had both those kids, 4, probably feels like 5. That routine was important to me even then. You know, my kids Cody's nearly 22, Chloe's 19. That was important to me then. So I used to get up super early before they would wake up. They used to wake up at around 6 in the morning. So I would make sure I was awake before 5 so I could spend an hour just grounding myself, feeling good about who I was, where I was going, you know, all that stuff. It's just that alignment stuff. And for me, you know, it takes time. Every day it takes a fair amount of time, and that's okay. You know, I accept that now. Anyway, I'm rambling, so I'm going to go, and I'll pop back in the next few days. But good to see those of you on the live, and I know some of you are going to watch this afterwards. It's good to be back. Take care. Bye.